Everyone in the ancient world knew that demons really did exist. We've forgotten that in our days, of course, or we or give them too much power and forget that God is our God and a loving God. But he said the people of the world knew the Jewish people, they have something about them that they can drive out demons. And so Jesus says, if I drive out demons by Beelzebul, by who do your own people drive them out? Because they did really drive out demons. There was this process, and they were more effective than any other people in the world. And yet Jesus, the power of God is even more effective than they. But they try to name Jesus as in line with the prince of demons. And he says, you've got it all backwards. Rather, if a strong man fully armed guards his palace, his possessions are safe. But if one stronger than him comes, he will take away the armor. He will overcome him and distribute the spoils. He's saying, I am that stronger man. I am the one who overcomes the evil one. Now, this is good news for us, because I'm sure we all know there are parts of our lives. There are parts of our lives that we may struggle with, that we may have had some sort of habitual vice or maybe even an addiction, that we feel at times, I can't get out of this. I can't get out of this. Maybe it's a way that we judge other people. I remember Sister Ann Shields talking about how she would have this internal judgment of people all the time, and it was only by the mercy of God that she was able to be set free from that. And God says, look within. What are the areas of your life that you think you can't overcome? You know what he says? You're right. We can't overcome them. But Jesus does. Jesus came not just to forgive our sins. He came to break us free from sin so that we could have true freedom. I was reading a commentary for this weekend's gospel, and they were sharing, the person was sharing about how this man had this friend who was a saint. She was in the process of being beatified after she had died, and he used to boast about this person and how wonderful she was and how close he was to her and all this stuff. Well, at one point he went off to, he was not always a man of virtue, and he went to try to persuade a young woman to be in bed with him. And just didn't work. And a friend of his said, well, obviously your friend was interceding from heaven that you would fail at this. And he says, she's not supposed to keep me from sin. She's supposed to forgive me my sins when I sin. No, that's not the way it is. God doesn't just want to forgive our sins, though he does do that. He wants to set us free from sin. He is the stronger man who comes against the man who is armed, guarding his palace, and he says, you don't have authority here. I want authority here. I will set this person free. The question is, are we, as it were, naked with God? Are we able to put before God, say, here's the areas, or do we like them too much? Do we cling to them? We're like, yeah, I know I'm not supposed to do it, but I really kind of like it. The Lord is saying, I want to set you free. Will you let me go into those areas and give you freedom? Will you surrender them to me? Will you take down your walls and allow me to come in and destroy the enemy who is holding you bound?